Yeah, I think there's time for one more. Okay, what do we got? Misted. All right. What started as a simple salvage operation to recover some company data turns into a nightmare, as all is not right within the H12 mining complex. Short first-person horror game. All right. Spooky shenanigans. Always good. All right, cool. Let's see. Have they done... They haven't done anything else I've played? Or at least they don't have anything else on here. Okay, then. Let's boot it up. What do we got? Let's get this captured. Good old game capture. Man, game capture is working a lot better than it used to. It used to be such a pain. All the haunted PS1 demo disc stuff didn't want to capture with it. Now it seems to be working okay. Let's play it. There exists a weird friendship between the man and the sea, where he will try taming what was and will be. Oh, it's a poem. Okay. But who knows what horrors lurk deep in the gloom that lead the poor man to his death and his doom. Wazd. Let's do a little... Whoa, that's a very quick mouse movement, but that's okay. Sprinting down the hallway. Mouse left, okay. Missing a fuse. I like the lighting in here. Locked. Game without pitch black darkness. Every one of those is a winner in my book. Well, I might have spoken too soon, but this is still okay. Where are we headed? Oh, that man is running very fast. Don't touch. I touched it. I should not have done that. E for what was inventory? Not that. See, I missed it. Was it F? No. Not I for inventory, right? Alright, let's run toward the spooky man. It's rusted shut. I like the lighting in this game a lot. Notes. All right, time to notes. What's the time to notes? What's the verdict? There's a blue thing over here, or maybe it was just some weird rendering thing. Like the movement speed. Did we get a fuse? We did. We totally did. Admin and quarters. Rusted shut. Oh. Oh, these are individual quarters, I see. Well, yeah, I might have spoken too soon about the darkness. Uh-oh, where'd I come from? Ah, that's where I came from. Alright, is there anything to see around here? Grab, etc. Oh, quarters in here or something? Hint, someone's watching you. That's okay. Not if I'm taking a leak, man. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Speaking of which, I'm gonna... Oh. I'm gonna be right back real quick. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Be right back. Okay, and we're back. Alright, let's do a little more of this, and we'll call it, I think. Whoa, something. What is this? I don't think that was supposed to happen, but that's okay. Is there anything to find in here? I guess not. I guess it's just a spooky walk and talk. That one's rusted shut. Showers. Oh, goody. What's over here? We got thrown into the meat locker. What's that? A key. Picked up engineering key. Alright, let's go back. So, I have a question to no one in particular. I'm just interested in this question. It's a question musing to the void. Is when a developer is creating a horror game, or any game for that matter, because I'm not someone who plays a lot of horror games. I know that may seem strange considering I'm dedicating myself to playing the entirety of all the games from this jam, but I am trying to understand what the appeal is, and to my knowledge there are not many big horror games that are like this kind of a thing, which is walk around, pick up thing, and read notes. Like Slender, I guess, was a big thing for some people, but I always found that game to just look dumb. But I not to compare any of these games necessarily to Slender in a negative way, but you know, that game in particular seems to have influenced a lot of people, and I don't understand why, because I don't think it was ever scary. I don't think it was ever any good either. You know, say what you will, like, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's was more interesting for how it advanced spookiness in games than Slender. And then there were a million clones of that too, and all of those sucked as well. But anyway, something's coming. Hide. Like where? Back here? I'm gonna get got. Is there a spooky man out there? Is there a spooky man? I don't think so. Oh. What is that? What is that? Look at that. Look at him. Look at him. If I'm right behind him, he can't see me, right? We got away. Look at that spooky man. Oh. Okay then. He's off on his merry way. Alright. What is this? More bars. We're sprinting. Oh. I see, it's kind of falling apart now. I'm running, I'm running. Are we still running? Storage. Main entrance. We did it! Okay. Yeah. Biggest thing is I really like the lighting in that game. I think that was really kind of interesting. You know, I didn't even read the notes. I didn't need to. Was there a reason to? I don't know, maybe. Yeah. But overall thoughts, I mean, I am genuinely curious, like what, when you're creating a first game, and by you I mean anyone, like what is it that you aspire to make? What's the dream game? Like, is something where you walk around and things jump at you your dream game, or is it something like Silent Hill? Is it something like, you know, Slender? Like what is the ultimate goal, and what's getting things toward that? Because I've now played almost a dozen games, probably about a dozen games that have had this sort of setup, which is spooky place, collect notes, get keys to doors, and something kind of mildly spooky kind of happens along the way. And I don't know. I don't want to say that they're blurring together, but they are a little bit kind of starting to blur together. and I'm just having a hard time figuring out how to give constructive criticism of a game when there's, you know, there's little there that hasn't been done in so many other places that could so easily be looked at and said, well, it's been done a lot of times. But you know, I don't want it to be completely negative. I thought the environment design looked all really nice, and I liked how the filtering worked in there. The lighting always made it feel like I could see where I was going, except in the crew quarters. That was the one area where I couldn't see where I was going sometimes. But overall, I had a good sense of where I was going. It was atmospheric and nice. You know, maybe now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it was Amnesia, right? That was the game that was like, don't get a weapon, just walk around and then hide from something and then go see more story. I don't know. I guess I just don't like Amnesia, do I? I don't know. Whatever. Okay. All right, so that was that one. Maybe I'm just learning that I don't really like horror games, or at least horror in the sense of that kind of style. I guess I like survival horror, which isn't really horror, I guess. It's like, I don't know. There's a whole thing I was just reading a few days ago about horror versus terror, and them being two different concepts. Feeling of dread versus feeling of scared, and then it goes away, you know. I don't know. Anyway, it was a silly, heady conversation, but I think I like survival horror, which actively makes you manage what you're doing, versus, you know, these games where you're having something happen to you. Essentially, you don't really have control over what you're doing. Something grabs you and it's like, I got spooked for a moment, and then it goes away. You know. Whereas like in Shadow over Normoth, having very little health, having very few health pickups, had a lot of tension to it, because it was like, it was the core of survival horror, survive on limited resources, right? But it made it feel like the bad decisions and the difficulty and the scariness were under my control. And that I was the one who set myself up for failure, even though it was more creatively the game's design that got me to a point of that. But that feeling of agency, I think, was really important for me personally, for experiencing any kind of dread or fear or whatever. And when it's just, go run and hide because something's coming after you, that's like very bare minimum agency. So that's just kind of my take on what I've been experiencing with these games, because I'm kind of an outsider to all this stuff. I don't play these kind of games for fun necessarily. I'm playing all these because I like the early 3D style, not because I like the horror side of it. So it's no surprise when I find games that are not strictly horror the most fun ones. I suppose. So I guess that should also be another reason to say that if you are horribly upset by my unfair criticisms, that don't take it too seriously, because I don't know what I'm talking about. In all honesty. And again, as I like to say, I think Breath of the Wild is the worst Zelda game and Castlevania 64 is the best Castlevania game, so my opinions mean nothing, because nobody seems to share that opinion. All